Hi there, this is Taonet training, and today we are looking at the science of rest. Rest, self-care as a tool for productivity. Let's get right into it. For a long time, the prevailing narrative has been that productivity means doing more. But now we've realized that high output is not about how many hours you clock. It's about the quality of energy you bring into those hours. Rest and self-care aren't just nice to haves. They are the fuel that keeps the engine running. Without them, you are not working. You are just vibrating with stress. The science of rest. We often think rest is turning off. We often see rest as, or think of rest as turning off. But the idea behind rest is that the brain is incredibly active during those downtime. First, we have the memory consolidation. During rest, the brain processes information and moves it from short-term to long-term memory. The default mode network, when you are not focusing on a specific task, your brain enters the DMN mode, which is the default mode network. This is where the creative moments happen and creative problem solving occurs. The law of diminishing return. For most knowledge work, productivity drops significantly after 50 hours a week. After 50 hours of work a week, working more than 55 hours actually yield the same total output as working 30 to 40 hours because of the error rate and fatigue. Now, self-care as a strategic investment. Self-care is often dismissed as a bubble bath, but in a professional context, it is operational maintenance. Physical maintenance, we have sleep and movement. Lack of sleep mimics the cognitive effects of being legally intoxicated. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours is the ultimate productivity hack. Exercise increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, which handles executive functions and decision making. For mental and emotional maintenance, we have boundaries and micro breaks. Saying no is a form of self-care that protects your deep work time. Also, short, frequent breaks, like the Pomodoro technique, prevents decision fatigue, the phenomenon where the quality of your choices deteriorates after a long session of activity. The productivity paradox. The harder you push without rest, the more frictional your work becomes. You might spend 3 hours on a task that would take 1 hour if you were well rested. Now, when you are burnt out, your focus is fragmented, your error rate is high, and your creativity is almost zero, near zero. But when you are balanced, when you're well rested, your focus is sharp and deep, your error rate is low, and your creativity is high, is maximally high, and your productivity will be high as well. Actionable strategies for implementation. To treat rest as a tool, you have to schedule it with the same rigor as a board meeting. You must have non-negotiable off hours. You must have active recovery. You must have the power nap, or what we call the meditation period. Set a digital sunset where work mails and Slack notifications are disabled. Engage in hobbies that require a different type of brain power than your job. For example, if you code all day, try gardening or painting. A 20-minute reset can clear adenosine, the sleepiness chemical, from your brain, providing a second wind for the afternoon. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Rest is not the reward for your work. It is the prerequisite for it. What are the common misconceptions for rest and productivity? For rest, self-care, and productivity. The common misconception is productivity equates longer hours. If I am busy, then I am successful. Self-care is selfishness. Those are the common misconceptions. But the reality, the science-backed reality, is the law of diminishing returns, which is that after 90 minutes of focused work, cognitive performance drops on an average of 15 to 30%. Boxem and TOPS 2008. Also, business does not equate output. High business often reflects low efficiency. Kahneman 2011. And then self-care is not selfishness. Self-care brings organizational benefits. Teams that prioritize recovery have 21% lower turnover and 12% higher net profits. Gallup 2022. What are the core neuroscience of Rest and productivity. We have energy allocation, synaptic homeostasis, and stress hormone regulation. The brain consumes 20% of the body's glucose at rest. Cognitive tasks deplete glycogen storage. Sleep and rest replenish them. This is Manda et al. 2017. Sleep prunes weak synapses and strengthens relevant ones. Consolidating learning. This is Tononi and Cirelli 2014. Cortisol spikes impair working memory and decision making. Recovery lower baseline cortisol. McWayne 2007. The bottom line is this: rest and self-care are not luxury at all. They are the physiological substrates that allows the brain to operate at peak efficiency. What is the productivity rest cycle? We have focused work, which is 80 to 90 minutes, and the micro breaks, which is 5 to 10 minutes. We have the deep work block, which is 2 to 4 hours or 1 to 2 hours. And then we have the long break, which is a lunch or like walk. And then we have the evening wind down, which is the 7 to 9 hours sleep for recharge. So what are the different key metrics for productivity? We have the micro break stage, the deep work stage, or the deep work block stage. We have the long break, we have the evening wind down, and we have sleep. For micro breaks, these are breaks that helps to reset your attention and reduce your eye strain. They're like 5 to 10 minutes every 90 minutes. Ariga and Liras 2011. For deep work block, they bring about high value output and high value flow. This is 90 minutes to 2 hours typical duration on a single task. This is by Carl Newport 2016. And we have the long break. This is a physical movement that aids nutrition and social rest. 30 to 90 minutes by the World Health Organization's guidelines. The evening wind down reduces sympathetic arousal. Timing is about 30 to 60 minutes screen-free time. This is by Harvard Sleep Review 2020. And then we have the main sleep, which is memory for consolidation of memory and for metabolic rest. It's 7 to 9 hours individual optimal. And this is a review by Walker 2017. What are the evidence-based self-care practices? We have sleep hygiene, physical activity, nutrition, mindfulness and rest, stress reset. We have social and emotional connection, digital detox. We have environmental design, etc. Now, the sleep hygiene improves executive functions and reduces error rates. Maintain sleep hygiene. You should have a consistent bedtime. Do a 30 minutes wind down with reading, light stretching, etc. Have your room dark and the temperature cool between 80 to 20 degrees Celsius. And use a digital curfew. No screens 1 hour before bedtime. And a sunrise alarm for natural reading. That's for your sleep hygiene. And then for your physical activity, it aids blood flow. It increases oxygen and glucose transportation to the brain. It also releases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that acts as a growth factor to promote the survival, growth, and maintenance of neurons in the brain and peripheral nervous system. It also plays a crucial role in synaptic plasticity that improves memory, learning, and overall cognitive functions. Physical activity, ensure that you move around. You are mobile every 5 to 10 minutes within an hour, or every 20 to 30 minutes moderate intensity cardio 3 to 5 times a week. You can set a calendar reminder calling it a move break and use a standing desk or a treadmill desk if feasible. Nutrition. This is so important. There's a common saying that goes, let your food be your nutrition. Let your food be your medicine. Nutrition helps stabilize glucose and prevents brain fog. Have balanced meals, balanced macro ratios. Protein can be 20 to 30%, carbs 40 to 50%, healthy fats 20 to 30%. Hydration, 2 liters or more water per day, averagely 3 liters. Have low glycemic snacks like nuts and berries, etc. Prepare Have meal prep rather weekly. Keep a water bottle with time-stamped markers. These are ways to ensure or to assist that you implement those self-care practices. Also, mindfulness and stress resets, they help in lowering cortisol and expanding attentional bandwidth. I have like 5 minutes breath focus or body scan, have like 10 minutes guided meditation, and pair with micro breaks. You can also have like a dedicated playlist to assist with your stress resets. Now, your social and emotional connection is very important, plays a very vital role in self-care. It boosts your oxytocin, it counters loneliness related cognitive decline. Have like a 10 minutes check-in with colleagues or friends. Have your gratitude journaling. They help, assist with social and emotional connections. You can schedule a virtual coffee with a friend or a colleague. Have like gratitude channel or journaling. Now we have digital detox. This is another vital part of self-care. This reduce context switching costs up to like 25% lost productivity. You can use like focus mode on your phone or computer or on your email filters. You can have a no email window between like 9 to 10 a.m. or 4 to 5 p.m. You can turn off your non-essential notifications at your peak productivity period. Now, your environmental design is another major self-care factor. It improves your mood and reduces perceived effort. You can have natural light, you can have plants, you can have clean workspace, you can have noise cancelling or ambient sound around your workspaces. You can rotate plants weekly, keep a clutter-free rule, do a like 10 minutes end of day tidy, etc. Now let's look at practical framework for individuals. We have the 4 R's daily checklist: the review, rest, refuel, and recharge. Scan tomorrow's priorities and set like 2 to 3 deep work goals, approximately like 5 minutes in the evening. Schedule micro breaks like 5 minutes or a 30 minutes lunch walk. Have it built in your daily schedule. Refuel, eat protein-rich snack and hydrate from time to time within like 5 to 10 minutes on your midday. Also recharge like 30 minutes at night. Do like a 20-minute wind down stretch or journaling before bed. Now your whole day, your whole work hours can look like this. When you wake up, you can meditate, thank God for a beautiful day, and then meditate on the word of God that keeps you going. Have like another 5-minute breath focus. Do a light stretch, take water, commute to work, have your deep walk block. Do your 5 minutes mobility break or your hydration. Do another deep walk block. Have like your lunch and a 20 minutes walk, around nature, appreciating nature, admiring nature. Have collaborative meetings, with colleagues that are male free, one-on-one collaborative meetings. Have like a 5 minutes mindfulness period or snack period. Then do another deep walk, review your day, set tomorrow's goals, do an end of day shutdown, and finally have your dinner, have your screen free wind down time, and lights out, sleep till the next day. Now, organizational strategies that can assist or encourage rest and self-care. We have the policy level design, environmental design, leadership meetings, data-driven feedback, reward systems, etc. For policy level, you can mandate focus hours and offer flexible start to end times. For the environmental design, you can have quiet pods, standing desk, natural lighting, indoor plants. You can have dedicated recovery rooms for short naps or meditation, 10 to 20 minutes. Then for leadership modeling, you can schedule breaks, you can share sleep data, and you can discuss self-care wins. For data-driven feedback, you can conduct a quarterly productivity health survey like sleep quality, stress levels, etc. You can also use AI tools to monitor focus versus fatigue patterns. Then you can come up with reward systems, recognizing teams that meet output metrics and maintain well-being scores, like a balanced performer badge. Now, how do you overcome common barriers that affect rest and self-care. Barriers such as I don't have time for breaks, I feel guilty taking a nap, I can't disconnect after work, I don't know what self-care, I don't know the exact self-care to do, I'm too stressed to rest. How do you overcome such common barriers? For those that for the barrier of I don't have time for breaks, there is misjudging the hidden cost of context switching. So this barrier can be overcome by measuring actual outputs before the break and after the break. So the comparison can help the person make a decision, because it will be more productive, of course, after adequate rest is being recognized, is being taken. Someone may say, I feel guilty taking a nap. Anyway, there's a cultural stigma around or attached to slacking, to a period where you are not being productive. There's a cultural stigma attached. So you have to normalize power naps, 10 to 20 minutes rest with a restroom policy. And you can also share evidence with these people of a 15% performance boost when nap is taken. So with this, that barrier can be overcome. For the barrier of I can't disconnect, I'm unable to disconnect after work. This person has boundary issues, has boundary blurring issues. You can set a hard stop and automate out of office replies on your devices, on your work devices, and you can keep your work devices in a separate drawer after work hours. This will enable you switch back to your regular rest or self-care mode. Then for the boundary of, or for the barrier of I don't know what self-care to do, such a person may lack personalized guidance. So you can go online. There are many options. You can conduct a quick self-care style quiz online, and then it will provide variety of menu and options for you that best suits your personality. Then someone may say, I'm too stressed to rest. This person has a stress or hyper arousal constraint, and for such a person you can just begin with like a 5-minute diaphragmatic breathing. You can use biofeedback apps, for example, to gauge your relaxation levels. Now let's measure the impact of the following metrics: cognitive performance, output, volume, well-being scores, sleep quality, turnover or absenteeism. Now for cognitive performance, you will experience like a 15% reduction in error after like a 4 weeks consistency or consistently taking regular breaks. For output volume, you will have like a 10 to 20% increase in your output volume per quarter. For the well-being scores, you will experience like 0.5 or 1 point increase on the 5-point scale. For your sleep quality, you have like a 1 to 2 hours deep sleep, and you have reduced sleep latency. For turnover or absenteeism in the HR records, you have like a 5 to 10% drop in annual attrition. Now remember your quick start toolkits for rest and for self-care. We have mentioned that over and again. Set a 2-hour deep work goal. Have focus work hours on your calendar where you have no meetings. Have program Pomodoro, which is like a 90-minute work and 10-minute break time. Keep a water bottle with an 8-hour marker on it. For example, have like a 5-minute breathing before your lunch. Then have a 30-minute wind down at 9:30 p.m. no screen. And then sleep so you can recoup your energy. You can put this in a simple spreadsheet so that you would ensure that you are following this checklist. Rest is a multiplier, not a subtractor. Every intentional breaks that you take yields a positive or ×1 return on the time you invested. Self-care is a system, is not an optional add-on. Nutrition, movement, sleep, and mental reset must be woven into the daily workflow. Science is on your side. Neurobiology, physiology, and behavioral economics converge on one message: sustainable productivity requires recovery. So, science is on your side. Ensure that you prioritize recovery so that your productivity can be sustained. Now, implementation is habit building. Start with one micro break habit. This is important. Track its impact and layer additional practices. Culture decides adoption. So leaders must model, policies must protect, and metrics must reward the recovery loop in an organization. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something. You can use these research materials to learn more on the science of rest and the science of self-care as a tool for productivity enhancement, productivity boost. You can read Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, Deep Work by Col Newport, The Power of Naps. This is an article by Harvard Business Review in 2022. You can also read Cognitive Benefits of Exercise, Frontiers in Psychology, 2001, is a peer-reviewed paper, etc. Thank you so much for listening, and I see you in my next recording. Bye for now.